To the respected organizers of this conference, my fellow presenters, faculty, guests, the members of International Organization of Health, Sports and Kinesiology, and everyone here today, good day. I am Nina Alisa M. Santiago, a physical education instructor of Davao Oriental State University of Philippines, and today I am going to present to you my study entitled Academic Confidence as a Predictor of Physical Activity Engagement Among Physical Education University Students. The rationale of the study. Physical activities are necessary for a person as it provides holistic benefits to health. Engagement on it, particularly at moderate and vigorous levels, is part of adults' goal to achieve wellness. However, this activity declines every time a person ages. The World Health Organization has recommended adults to engage to at least 60 to 150 minutes moderate to vigorous physical activity in a week. However, there is an alarming number of individuals who have failed to comply with this recommendation. For the students in particular, this case is severe due to the limitations imposed by COVID-19 pandemic such as closing of schools, staying at home, restriction of sports activities, and prolonged technology use for almost 2 years. Because they were in homeschooling, they became sedentary because their mandatory daily physical activities were not strictly engaged and monitored as if they were in schools. The recent cases also include those urban areas who had lesser outdoor space which is safe, especially for children. Additionally, the sitting time of the student has become longer due to the pressure of schoolwork brought about with the secondary to tertiary transition, and if they have free time, still neglected physical activity engagement because they prefer sedentary leisure activities such as computer or video games, television, and even mere chit-chats. In the Philippines, the existing policies promoting physical activities still need reinforcement and emphasizing the physical activity participation not just with sports but other forms too. And also it still needs incorporation of guidelines to reduce sedentary lifestyle. Moreover, students depend only on physical education subjects' mandatory activity, making them ignorant of other physical activities beyond this class. The objectives of the study. The main aim is to find out the relationship between academic confidence and physical activity engagement among physical education university students. Particularly, it seeks to find out the level of academic confidence of the university physical education students. It also aims to find out their level of physical activity engagement. It also seeks to determine the relationship between academic confidence and physical activity engagement. And finally, it seeks to find out whether academic confidence significantly predicts physical activity engagement of the university physical education students. The method of the study. This study utilized quantitative research design, particularly descriptive correlational method. It was conducted at Davao Oriental State University located at City of Mati, province of Davao Oriental, the southeastern side of Mindanao, Philippines. The respondents of this study were 362 Sphere 1 and Sphere 3 students at Davao Oriental State University. Sphere means sports, physical education, arts, and recreation, which is the course title of the physical education subjects of the university. There were 6,086 first-year and second-year students enrolled in the said semester, and the university has 17 programs having Sphere 1 and Sphere 3 subjects in the said semester. The researcher utilized the Rosov sample size calculator to identify the sample size of the study at a 95% confidence level. The instrument used in this study were the Academic Confidence Questionnaire by Bray, Byrne, and O. Kelly, and the International Physical Activity Questionnaire by Craig and Company. Both of these questionnaires were all adopted and validated by expert panel of validators. The data gathering procedure. The researcher presented a letter to the university president asking permission for the study to be conducted in the institution. She was forwarded to the Ethics and Review Committee of the university, and after complying with the requirements, the researcher was given the ethical clearance as approval to conduct the study. The researcher then proceeded to the Sphere coordinator, then she was forwarded to the Sphere instructors under his supervision. Afterward, the researcher requested formally copies of the instructor's official class list of each sphere section and ask consent for them to spare a small quantity of their class time to allow and assist her in administering and retrieving the questionnaires. Due to the existing pandemic, face-to-face classes were still not in full blast, and students who were the respondents in this study were still in the blended mode of learning. Hence, for them to participate in the study regardless of their mode of education, the researcher used Google Forms to distribute the questionnaires to them, and with the approval and assistance of the SPEAR instructors, the researchers sent the Google Form link to them, which they distributed online to the target respondents. The responses were automatically directed to the linked admin, who is the researcher herself. Finally, the answers of the respondents have been consolidated accurately with the utmost confidentiality. Then this data were subjected to analysis by expert statisticians using the appropriate statistical tools, which were meant to characterize the levels of academic confidence and physical activity engagement. Pearson R. to determine the significance of the relationship between academic confidence and pay engagement, and lastly the regression to find out whether academic confidence significantly predicts physical activity engagement of the students in a state university. Ethical considerations were highly observed in this study. In fact, it undergone two ethics review, one from the University of Mindanao, where the researcher took her master's study, and the other one is at Davao Oriental State University, the partner institution of this study, which both have released ethical clearance and completion to the researcher. The respondents' participation in this study were ensured to be voluntary, and an informed consent was given to them before answering the questionnaires. The researcher also observed confidentiality, protection, privacy, and an appropriate citation and referencing. Here are the results of the study. For the level of academic confidence, all of the indicators got a high descriptive level, and in total, it obtained a 3.94 mean, also described as high. So these findings show that the student's academic confidence level is high, which implies that the student's academic confidence is often manifested. This result was contradicted by Tasnim and Pazwar, who revealed that undergraduate students have moderate academic confidence only, regardless of their gender. However, Malhotra, Kumari, and Fayaz neutralized this idea by stating that students' academic confidence varies according to their academic status. High achievers do have high academic confidence, while low achievers only have a moderate academic confidence. For the level of physical activity engagement, so as we can see in this table, all of the indicators got a moderate level, and in total, it obtained a 3.23 mean and also described as moderate. So the results reveal that the student's physical activity engagement is moderate, which stipulates that the student's engagement in physical activity is sometimes manifested. This result is similar to Martin, Santos, and Tubera's study, which found out that college students partake only in moderate physical activity. Moreover, in the systematic review of Kujasiewicz and Company, they specified that students are moderately engaged in physical activity for several reasons, such as the different educational systems and diverse cultural background. However, it must also be noted that the indicator time spent sitting is not a physical activity, but rather the opposite of this concept. And in the results, it prevailed to be at moderate level too. This indicates that the students sometimes manifest physical activity, engagement, and sometimes also spend it to sitting. Cowgill and Company are certain that students spend much time in sitting because of the heavy workloads and other environmental limitations that hurdle them to become physically active sometimes. Now, for the relationship between academic confidence and physical activity engagement, as we can see here, The data presented herein shows an overall calculated R value of 0.479, a moderate relationship with a p-value of 0.000, which is lesser than the alpha value of 0.05. The results suggest that there is a significant relationship between academic confidence and physical activity engagement, which imply that the students' academic confidence moderately impacts their determination to engage in physical activity. The findings corresponded to the discoveries of Ilhan and Bardakshi, who stressed that the students having high confidence in any aspects of their academic undertakings were seen to be highly participative in physical activities, unlike those who were less confident in class. Moreover, Hussein, Tawfiq, and Khalaf also emphasized the two-way relationship between academic confidence and physical activity engagement. As students owned high self-confidence in class, they were more encouraged to become physically active, and if they performed more physical activity, their self-esteem and confidence to attain excellence also increased. For the extent of influence of predictor variable on physical activity engagement, so as you can see in the table, the variable academic confidence attained a calculated p-value of 5.393 and a p-value of 0.000, which implies a significant influence of academic confidence on the physical activity engagement of the students. Moreover, there is a computed R-squared of 0.233, which means that 23% of the influence of physical activity engagement can be explained by collaboration, communication, creativity and innovation, self-direction, managing information and thinking, and educational technology use. It indicates that something of academic confidence can still influence physical activity engagement of the university PE students. In comparison, the remaining 77% cannot be defined in the scope of this study. The finding implies that the student's academic confidence strongly governs their physical activity engagement. Well-established academic confidence makes the student participate in physical activity more often. This result is supported by Gallardo, who mentioned that the student's confidence significantly projects their participation in doing a task. Higher confidence means greater performance. Simonton, Gran, and Solomon added that the students' confidence is seen in how they believe in their capabilities and value the task at hand pushes them to engage in physical activities that they enjoy. In conclusion, it was found out that the level of academic confidence of the university PE student is high. Their level of physical activity engagement is moderate, and it was found out that there is a significant relationship, particularly a positive correlation between academic confidence and physical activity engagement. And it also found out that the academic confidence significantly predicts the physical activity engagement of the university PE students. Recommendations. The researcher usually recommend to include specific indicators and additional variables that best predict physical activity engagement among students. With regards to the results of the study, the researcher suggests that physical education teachers, being the first-hand guide and mentors of the students in the school, may set and utilize teaching activities that will help elevate the students' academic confidence and achieve a very high level, which may be about educational games and 21st century teaching and learning activities for constant recitation and classroom participation. It is also strongly recommended that physical educators may strengthen their monitoring and integration of physical activity in the class. Physical education teachers may regularly assess and check the students' active lifestyles every semester to ensure constant engagement. They may establish a program to actualize these goals, such as a mandatory requirement of creating and implementing individual workout plans and a compulsory attainment of normal body mass index of the students. On the other hand, the students are highly encouraged to do self-paced tracking of their progress by creating activity log sheets containing their physical activities and how often they partake in them. They might do it whether it is part of their class or not to keep checking in their consistency and gain. Finally, to boost the students' physical activity engagement, it is highly recommended to consider the instruction as its influence to this aspect really matters. And here are the references of this study. Thank you so much for listening and do not forget to stay physically active. Good day, everyone.